ethos here, so no power, authentic. Don't worry, this isn't a long speech. I've just got some spark notes here. A couple hours north of where I grew up, there's a man who has a big house on a hill, and his name is Thomas Jefferson. And it's funny to me that on the 50th anniversary of 1776, that happens to be the day, if you don't know, that Thomas Jefferson died. He died on July 4th, 1826. And it's apocryphal. His last words were, "Is it the 4th?" And turns out he was right, it was. Jefferson didn't like to spend July 4th in the big cities. He didn't like to spend it in Washington, D.C. He always liked to spend July 4th where he was from. In his little home there, big home, Monticello, in Charlottesville. Because for him, July 4th was not about getting to the big cities. It wasn't even about this kind of big national ideal. July 4th was about where he was from. His own little town right there in Western Virginia. And so he was thankful for that town. So I think we should begin by being thankful, not just for Hillsdale, but for the people who are bringing us together. To the city, to Hillsdale Renaissance, to the college, to the Legionnaires, Post 53 Commander, thank you, your men for showing up. There's something that we kind of miss about July 4th. Now, there's a lot of things I like about it. Where I'm from, we always eat hot dogs. We put coleslaw on our hot dogs. Sorry, that's a Carolina thing. And they're delicious. And so it's funny to me that small town life is something I think about when I think of July 4th. I think of pulled pork barbecue, hot dogs, hot weather. This is a little bit too much like Carolina right now. I thought I was in Michigan. But Jefferson had this idea that the little places mattered. And for him, the real thing that he looked for in July 4th was an idea that he wove very subtly into all of his works. It was the idea of what he called the Ward Republic, W-A-R-D Republic. Now, if you live in Hillsdale, you know that we have wards too. The city's divided into them, we vote in different wards. And what did he mean by that? Well, I'm going to give you a quote. He said, "The nearest article to my heart is the division of counties into wards. These will be pure and elementary republics, the sum of which taken together compose the state. And the division into wards enables the wards to crush, regularly and peaceably, the usurpations of their unfaithful agent." What he meant by that was that Jefferson believed that liberty could only survive when citizens exercised their power at the neighborhood level. Why did that matter? Well, because Jefferson had this idea of self-government. He really believed that people in what he called these ward republics, places just like Hillsdale, Michigan, were capable of self-government. That we didn't have to have some emperor, king, or even president from 1,000 miles away to tell us how to govern our small places. That the people of Hillsdale know what's best for Hillsdale. July 4th is beautiful because of the Declaration of Independence. And the Declaration of Independence is about freedom and liberty and all that good stuff, and that matters, but it's ultimately about self-government. That we, the people, right here, this little group of us people, are capable of governing ourselves. We just had the power go out. If you live close, you know what it is. The power goes out, you start pulling out your phone, you text your buddies, they ask you, "Hey, are you okay?" They're okay. You're checking in on your families, your wives, your kids, and everything. And then the next thing that inevitably happens is someone says, "Hey, do you need anything?" Every time we have a power outage, every time we have a snowstorm, every time those little things happen here in Hillsdale, we represent, exemplify the truth of the Declaration of Independence, that we can self-govern, we can take care of ourselves. You're checking in on your neighbor. That's as much American independence as any of the big grandiose things we do in Washington, D.C., or New York City, or Detroit, or even a bigger place like Jackson. Self-government, our ability to love each other, check in on each other, care for each other, that's the heart of the Declaration. When he said, "We the people," that's who we are. Hillsdale is just as much the people as anywhere else. We have a right to self-govern just as much as anywhere else. So I want to thank you all for being here, my fellow Hillsdalians. I'm a Michigander now, and I'm proud of it. I'm a Hillsdalian now, and I'm proud of it. Thank you all for being here. God bless Hillsdale, and God bless America.